The Sutra of the Lotus Flower of the Wonderful Law, Chapter 25, The All-Sidedness of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, Zen Japanese translation, English annotation. Bodhisattva Akshayamati rose up from sitting. Baring his right shoulder, he bowed towards the Buddha, saying, Shakyamuni Buddha, for what reason is Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara named, regarder of the cries of the world? The Buddha answered Bodhisattva Akshayamati, if there be countless 100,000 myriad kotis of living beings suffering from pain and distress, who hear upon this Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, and with all their mind call upon his name, Avalokiteshvara will instantly regard their cries, and will all be delivered. If there be any who keep the name of Avalokiteshvara, though they fall into a great fire, the fire will not burn them, by virtue of their supernatural power of the Bodhisattva's majesty. If any, carried away by the flood, call upon his name, they will immediately reach the shallows. If there be hundreds of thousands of myriads of beings, who in search of gold, silver, lapis lazuli, moonstones, agate, coral, amber or pearls, and other treasures go out onto the ocean, and a black gale blows their ships onto the dry land of the Rakshasa demons, and amongst them one person calls upon the name of Avalokiteshvara, all those people will be delivered from the throes of the Rakshasas. It is for this reason that he is named Avalokiteshvara. If any man on the verge of harm calls upon the name Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, the sword of the attacker will instantly snap asunder and he will be set free. Even if the 3,000 great thousandfold world were full of yakshas and rakshasas, seeking to afflict people, these wicked demons, hearing them call upon the name Avalokiteshvara, would not be able to see them with their wicked eyes, much less hurt them. If, moreover, there is anyone, guilty or not guilty, loaded with manacles, fetters, kangyus, or other chains, who calls upon the name Avalokiteshvara, they will all be snapped and broken off, and he shall be set free. If the 3,000 great thousandfold world was full of enemies and robbers, and there was a merchant chief who had many merchants, having charge of costly jewels along the perilous road, and among them one man said, Good sons, be not afraid, with one mind invoke the title Avalokiteshvara, for this bodhisattva is able to give courage for all the living. If you invoke his name, you will be set free from the enemies and robbers. On hearing this, if all the traders together with one voice cry, Nama, Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, then, by invoking his name, they will be relieved. Akshayamati says, such is the awe-inspiring supernatural power of this bodhisattva, regarder of the cries of the world. If any living beings given to carnal passion keep in mind and revere Avalokiteshvara, they will be set free from their passion. If any given to anger keep in mind and they will revere Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, they will be set from their anger. If any much given to infatuation keep in mind and revere Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, and they will be set free from their infatuations. Akshayamati says, such is the abundant benefits conferred by the supernatural power of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. Consequently, let all the living ever keep him in mind. If any woman desiring a son worship and praise upon the homage of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, she will bear a happy son, virtuous and wise. If she desires a daughter, she will bear a daughter of good demeanor and looks, who of old has planted virtuous roots, beloved and respected by all. Akshayamati says, such is the power of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. If any of the living revere and worship Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, blessings will not be rudely rejected. Therefore, let all the living cherish the title Bodhisattva, regarder of the cries of the world. Akshayamati says, suppose anyone cherishes the names of the bodhisattvas as numerous as the sands of 62 kotis of the Ganges, and to all his life makes offerings of food, drink, garments, beddings, and medicaments. What is your opinion? Are not the merits of that good son or daughter abundant? Akshayamati replied, extremely abundant. Buddha Shakyamuni proceeded, but if one cherishes the title of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, or only for a moment worships and reveres him, the blessings of these two men will be exactly equal without difference, and cannot be exhausted in the hundreds of thousands of myriads of kotis of kalpas. Akshayamati says, such is the immeasurable, boundless degree of blessedness he will attain who cherishes the name Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. Bodhisattva Akshayamati again said to the Buddha, World-honored one, how is it that the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara wanders in this Saha world? How does he preach the Dharma to the living? What is the character of his tactfulness? The Buddha replied to Akshayamati, Good son, if the living in any realm needed to be saved, to those who must be saved in the body of a Buddha, the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara appears as a Buddha and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of a Pratyeka Buddha, he appears as a Pratyeka Buddha and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of a Sravaka, he appears as a Sravaka and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of Brahma, he appears as Brahma and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of Sakra, he appears as Sakra and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of Ishvara, he appears as Ishvara and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of Mahesavara, he appears as Mahesavara and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of a great divine general, he appears as a great divine general and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of Vaishravana, he appears as Vaishravana and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of a minor king, he appears as a minor king and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of an elder, he appears as an elder and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of a citizen, he appears as a citizen and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of a minister of state, he appears as a minister and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of a Brahmin, he appears as a Brahmin and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of a bhikshu, bhikshuni, upsaka, or upsika, he appears as a bhikshu, bhikshuni, upsaka, or upsika and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of a wife of an elder, citizen, minister, Brahmin, he appears as a woman and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of a youth or maiden, he appears as a youth or maiden, and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the body of a god, dragon, yaksha, gandhara, ashura, garuda, kimnara, mahoraga, human, non-human being, he appears in every such form, and preaches to them the Dharma. To those who must be saved in the shape of a diamond-holding god, he appears in the shape of a diamond-holding god, and preaches to them the Dharma. Akshayamati says, such are the merits acquired by this Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, and the various forms in which he rambles through many lands to save the living. Therefore, with single mind pay homage to Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. The Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara is able to make fearless those in anxiety and distress. For this reason, all in this Saha world give him the title, Bestower of Fearlessness. The Bodhisattva Akshayamati said to Buddha Shakyamuni, let me now make an offering to the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. Thereupon he unloosed from his neck a necklace of pearls worth 100,000 pieces of gold, and presented it to him, making the remark, good sir, accept this pious gift of a pearl necklace. But Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara would not accept it. Again the Bodhisattva Akshayamati addressed Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, good sir, out of compassion for us accept this necklace. Then the Buddha said to Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, out of compassion for this Bodhisattva Akshayamati, and the four groups, and for the gods, the dragons, yakshas, gandvaras, ashuras, garudas, kimnaras, mahoragas, human and non-human beings, accept this necklace. Then Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, out of compassion for all four groups, and the gods, and the dragons, and human and non-human beings, and others, accepted the necklace, dividing it into two parts, offering one part for the Shakyamuni Buddha, and offered the other to the stupa of the Buddha of Abundant Treasures. Akshayamati says, with such sovereign supernatural powers does Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara wander through the Saha world.